All right, well, welcome. This is a wonderful recipe in the Micro Pro Grill. So as you guys all know, our beautiful Micro Pro Grill is one of my absolute favorites. I'm going to tell you about it real quick. If you're new and you're like, I've never heard of the Micro Pro Grill, welcome to the Micro Pro Grill because it's amazing. So a couple things you need to know about it. The first thing I always get asked is, why is there metal around here and how can that be safe for my microwave? Well, Tupperware's engineers think of everything. And they made sure that this was safe to go in the microwave. It's surrounded by silicone. It's a continuous piece. And what that metal does is it blocks the microwaves from getting to the food that's inside here. Because what you want to use to cook the food are these special plates that are in the bottom, and there's a special plate in the top, in the cover. Those two plates, they have a real fancy name. We're gonna call them plates. That's our fancy name for them. But what those plates do is they absorb the energy, the microwave energy, the thermal energy, and they heat up. So just like if you were to take your pan and put it on the stove and it heats up, whatever's in your pan, it cooks, right? That's the same thing that's gonna happen with your Micro Pro Grill. Whatever you put on here, this plate's gonna heat up, this plate's gonna heat up, whatever's touching those plates, that's what's gonna cook. So whether you're grilling chicken, burgers, bacon, like I'm gonna go to all the good stuff, all the good things. But really, you can grill veggies. You can make a grilled cheese in here. You can make a quesadilla in here, whatever you want to put in here. It does have non-stick coating. The coating that Tupperware uses is called Eterna coating. It's the highest quality of non-stick coating because it has real good adhesion. That means when they put that non-stick coating on there, it's gonna stay put. It's not gonna come off. I'm sure you guys have seen some non-stick coating that crumbles off or peels off or things like that happen. That's not gonna happen with your Eterna coating. And then the outside is silicone, so it's very easy to hold on to. There is an accessory silicone ring that you can get that fits, it forms in here so perfectly. This is so that you can make little quiches, you can make cakes, all kinds of great little treats. So we're not gonna be using that tonight, but one last thing you need to know about the Micro Pro Grill is you have two different options when you're cooking in here. You have a grill setting and you have a casserole setting. The grill setting is when you take this cover and you set it on top, and you can see it's gonna go down inside the Micro Pro Grill. That means that top piece is gonna be touching the top of the food. So if I wanted to grill a piece of chicken or I wanted to grill a burger, I would wanna make sure I had it in the grill setting. It's gonna mimic just like it would out on your grill or in a pan. That top and bottom is gonna cook at the same time. But if you take this cover and you turn it sideways, look what happens, it stays raised up. We call that our casserole setting. That's gonna provide a really good heat source from the top, lets the heat go down. So if you have like a casserole that you wanna brown the cheese on the top or something like that, that's where you would use the casserole setting. A cake, the cobbler we're gonna make tonight, or the streusel, I forgot what it's called, streusel, we're gonna call it that. Then we're gonna use the casserole setting tonight. You also wanna use the casserole setting when you're making like a grilled cheese, or whenever you're making quesadillas, simple things like that. Okay, so let's get to the recipe now that I've told you all about the Micro Pro Grill. The first thing I've done is I've taken 4 Granny Smith apples. I peeled them and cored them and sliced them, sprinkled a 1/4 cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of cinnamon, and a tablespoon of lemon juice. And I went ahead and did that in the effort of time. So that's just there. What I'm gonna do is just take that and put it all down into the base of the Micro Pro Grill. That nonstick coating is really great because you don't have to add extra oils or more fat to your recipes to keep things from sticking. So we're just gonna press that down in there. I wish y'all could smell the cinnamon in these apples. It's fall, it's time for yummy apples and yummy things like that. There you go, can you guys see it okay? Yum. All right, so now we're gonna make a real simple crumble topping. And I'm gonna use our Power Chefs to do that. So very easy crumble topping. To be honest, if you have a favorite crumble topping that you use that. It doesn't really matter. This is just a real simple recipe. I have a real healthy recipe. It's 1 stick of butter. Okay, it's not super healthy, but 1 stick of butter. And then you're gonna take 3/4 of a cup of flour, a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and I'm sorry, 1/2 cup of brown sugar and 1/2 cup of oats. So just 3 things. And we're gonna take that, and the first thing I'm gonna do is take this butter, and I wanna kind of pull the, I have the blade attachment in there. You wanna pull it and kind of crumble it up just a little bit. You don't wanna cream it all the way. You wanna wait and put the flour in there, but just kind of crumble it up about that much. All right, and then we're gonna take and put our little dry ingredients in there. Take your Power Chef, put that back together. Now's when the magic happens, because the flour and the butter, they're gonna all crumble together. And with your Power Chef, I hope y'all can hear me, with your Power Chef, hello, it makes it so easy, and it just crumbles together. Typically, you'd have to take your fork, and you'd have to sit there and you'd have to work it all together, Look how beautifully that came together so fast. All right, one last thing I wanna do is I'm gonna take some nutmeg and put some fresh nutmeg in there. I have our little handheld grater. I've got a fresh little nutmeg here. Always when you're using a recipe that calls for nutmeg, it's a world of difference if you grate your own nutmeg. Make it fresh. It's so fragrant. It really will elevate your recipe than using ground nutmeg, because it's like using a fresh herb. All right, so we're gonna put that in there, and then I'm gonna take my little spatula, get the little nutmeg tossed around in here, and now you're just gonna pour this over the top. So this is your crumble. This is the goods, the good stuff. And it makes a good amount of it. So we're not cheating any. So what's gonna happen is whenever the heat source comes from the top, it's going to melt that butter, and then with that brown sugar, it's gonna caramelize. So it's gonna make a nice crisp topping. I always love to add a little bit of cinnamon on the top. It not only makes it look pretty, but it does add a little flavor to it. Super easy. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Yummy, yummy, yummy. All right, and we're gonna take and we're gonna put it in the casserole setting. So I don't want that, even though it's kind of full to the top, you think, well, it's gonna be touching. It's gonna cook down pretty quickly, so it's not gonna be pressing right on top of there. So I'm gonna put it in the casserole setting so that it's providing a good heat source, but it's not completely right on top of it, burning it. So 15 minutes in your microwave. I'm so sorry y'all don't get to taste it when it's done, because it's really good. But it's really a great way to show, a great recipe to show your micro grill in a different capacity than just like grilling chicken and things that we might commonly use it for. Make a good yummy dessert. Little a la mode, vanilla ice cream, you're good to go.